Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm playing very serious videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I hope this is good and useful, because I could definitely use a bit of both of those things. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yam around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. It's not the case today, though. This is actually an item I've had in my fridge for a little bit now. Little bit now. It's still within date. We're still cool. But no, I definitely picked this up like a few months ago. And I've explained before. It's like, obviously, since I do the reviews, like, I pick stuff up pretty frequently. And I've got a cupboard for that stuff, and then I've got my fridge for other stuff. And stuff just gets lost in the shuffle as time goes by. But I was going through before I left for work last night, and I was like, all right, I usually like to keep one or two things in the car so that I can review them. And I was like, yeah, man, I could go with this, especially since I'm super tired. Boom! It is! Redline Cognitive Candy. This is their Candy Apple Crisp. It's an energy drink. It enhances ability to focus, energy, and mental acuity, performance, reaction time. It's from Bang, apparently. I guess it's, or at least the same CEO or something. Bang Energy CEO Jack Owick, which I don't even know if Bang is really a brand anymore. I know they've had a lot of financial problems. Launches a brilliant new trend with Redline Cognitive Candy, blah, 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 blah. So it's basically one of those, like, fancy energy drinks that, like, tries to be, like, a bunch of stuff, and it's, like, makes all these bold claims about how it'll grant you wishes, and if you drink it, you'll be more attractive to those around you, which... So, let's get a thing for the thing. Can we get a thing for the thing? Ha 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 ha! And let's go ahead and try it out. I've reviewed some of the other Redline products to mixed results, so go watch those videos. It has a nice apple smell. And I just realized the other thing I'm going to review this morning is also an apple thing. I wasn't even planning that. Ooh. 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 Wow, that just descended. It started off nice, and then it just got worse and worse. And then when I thought it was finally done, it just hit like a new low. Oh, man, I don't like this one very much. The initial taste is quite pleasant. It definitely has, like, a very sort of candy apple, sweetened, ooh, it's still there, kind of flavor to it. And it is really nice. But it almost immediately fades out. And then it just transitions into this very not super pleasant drink. Where it's like, okay, and then it's like, then it immediately becomes like a very sort of sour apple taste, which was like, okay, all right, fair enough, candy apple, fair enough. Then that fades out and just kind of becomes sour and not super good tasting. And then it stops for a second. Like, there's a legitimate moment where, like, it just hang times. And then it kicks back in with, like, this just, fucking aftertaste. Ugh. No. Oh, no. Yeah, it just gets worse and worse. Yeah, like, the initial taste is genuinely, ugh. It's, like, bitter and sour. I don't know what the fuck with that. The initial taste is really nice. If the whole drink tasted like that, it'd be a really nice drink. But unfortunately, it doesn't. I would say for the entire flavor experience, maybe 1/3 of it is pleasurable. After that, at least for me, it really dips hard. Now that said, I've made it known plenty of times, like, sour isn't my go-to flavor, you know, tartness and stuff like that. Bitter definitely isn't. I'm fine with them as long as you have contrast. You know, if you go over there and you work with that, you know, you give it something to work with. And the initial thing, excuse me, woo, the initial thing with the sweetness and the apple flavor was nice. But it fades out too quickly, and what's left over is just not pleasant. And I'm sure that this is, like, there's no way this isn't zero sugar, right? Yeah, zero sugar, so there you go. Yeah, so I think what it is, it's a combination of the, like, the sourness from the sour apple, and then basically just the zero sugar flavor, which if you've watched enough of my videos, you know, like, zero sugar is not a great flavor. Like, whatever they're using to, sweeten it, it's going to create a different vibe to it. And in this case, they didn't do a great job of hiding that fact. Although, again, the initial flavor was fine. But after that flavor kicks off, and it just becomes sour and then kind of like an almost bitter zero sugar taste, oof, that's rough, man. And that's why I was saying about, like, the Redline. Like, they've been very hit or miss for me. I know I had one of them. I could not tell you the flavors anymore. But I know I had one of them, like, a month or so ago, and it was fine. I thought it was okay. But then I also had one, like, a couple months before that where it was so bad I poured it out. Like, I really didn't like it. This comes close to being bad enough where I would pour it out. I really do not like the overall experience of this. Oh, no. But, ugh, I don't like that. Ugh, no. But, it's not quite as bad that I have to go over there and toss it out. But, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Fuck no and fuck no. No, sorry, man. For me, it's just, I love apple as a flavor. Candy apple, I think, is a nice idea. I don't think that this one's very well put together. I think that it, you know, again, if it tasted like it does at the start of the drink, all the way through, it'd be great. But I think that, like I said, I think that sourness, you know, once that sweetness from the apple dies off, and you're just left with that sourness and that sort of bitter zero sugar taste, ugh, it's just really not good. If I'm recommending it, I mean, I'm sure there's people who would be down for it. You know, I mean, if you're... I mean, I'm not going to... Yeah, I don't know, man. It's really hard for me to go over there, even if I'm arguing the point that, like, okay, maybe other... You know, I'm sure other people would be down for this. It's such an overall unpleasant experience, and I don't think it's just me, just, you know, my personal tastes. Like, it has a weird aftertaste to it. You know, again, the way the flavor drops off. If you're going into this, like, I went into this, you know, relatively optimistic, because I was like, all right, cool, candy apple. If you're going into it, it's like, yeah, for 30% of the drink, roughly, and then it's just a lot of sadness and depression, and you're just questioning your life choices. That's what the other 70% is in the bottle. So, I'm not recommending it. But, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, spend this rest of your folks, go over there, have yourselves a truly actual candy apple tastic rest of your life. Candy apples are good. But to be fair, they're never as good as you want them to be, because it's one, like, once you get past, like, that initial, you know, thing with the caramel and the apple and everything, although aren't candy apples and caramel apples somewhat different? Or are they the same thing, just different names? I don't know, and I'm too tired to give a shit. But, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But, what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world not be an asshole. Trust me, I know it, I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, at least try when we can. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you. What the hell is that? Did I hallucinate that, or was that real? Pretty sure that was real. You all saw it, right? Please tell me you saw it. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe the thing for you is hopefully the thing isn't for you, that you're so damn sleep deprived that you're starting to question what you see as reality. No, please, I've mentioned this one before in other review endings, as it were, outros. Make sure you get good rest, man. It's really hard to do when you get older, especially. But, try to get in when you can, for me, because, I get some good rest here and there, to be fair. But, make sure you do that stuff. It's really important. And I think, especially as we get older, we tend to shirk it off a little bit, because it's you got responsibilities and stress and bullshit. But it's, really the key to, your whole body being able to reset itself and, so, anyway, bye.